So one of the things in investing that we do is we try to look at how much money a company makes, and then we look at the stock price, and we sometimes try to get a discount to the amount of money the company makes. It's called value investing. GODEL is special because it's a terminal, so you can generate commands very quickly. If I wanted to see the tape, I could just press N and hit enter. If I want to see time and sales for the whole market, TAS. You know, there's very few systems like this where you can actually, CHEGG is profitable. You got to read a little more carefully there. Interactive doesn't have a lot of different things. So it doesn't have financials, earnings estimates, most of the news sources. Interactive is very clunky. You can't use it. You can't use it as a terminal product. You have to click around like an idiot. I mean, you know, it's obviously clear that, you know, some of their customers are going to other solutions, but you know, they have a deal with OpenAI. They have to rebrand. They still have a language business that's fairly good. So they're cost cutting. They're profitable. They could have all of the CHEGG could have all of the their market cap in cash very soon. I do think that the new administration will probably overturn that rule, but we'll see. It only applies to the U.S. as well. So I also don't have to be the CEO of a company. I'm not that ego-driven. CHEGG doesn't have 212 million to lose. That's a big number for 150 million market cap. So anyway, there's a trial of IVIG. There's been a bunch of trials of IVIG in Alzheimer's, and this is one of the trials called AMBAR. And this is plasmid exchange and IVIG. Oh, look at this. That was This is Cassava's consultant. That's really funny. Typically when a phase 3 trial is over, there's a statistical analysis plan and the CRO conducts the results. Most people want to see the results of their clinical trial that they invested tons of money in, tons of effort. Everyone wants to see the result at the end. But yeah, it's a good question. I mean, you know, you need to report material news to your shareholders. I don't think it's too hard. It shouldn't be too hard to beat the S&P. If you can't look at 500 stocks and decide just 5 of them that might be the worst ones, and those 5 actually do better than the average stock of the other 495, you're probably just not meant for stock picking at all. Investing is not about whether it's a beauty contest, whether or not something is good. If it was that easy, I'd buy NVIDIA, I'd buy Meta, and I would go to sleep. I'd buy Moderna. I would just buy the trends that I see. I never would have to actually look at any financials. It'd be that simple. But that's not what investing is. No. That's what Cathie Wood does. You have to actually look at the financials of the company. I hate to break it to you, but financial analysis does require looking at financial statements. All I have to do is see if people like the product. Derp. I don't have to look at any numbers. I just watch some YouTubes. Talk to my friends. Company has debt. Tons of cash. None of that matters. Do the people like the product? I'm not only a mean reversion person. I like momentum too. You know, everyone has a different technique for investing, and you have to find the technique that you're comfortable with. You know, if it works for you, that's kind of what's important. Yeah, it's always nice to have published papers, Omar. I do think SMCI will probably have a good bounce at some point. I try not to play earnings too closely or too much. No, none, Isaiah. And I just told you, no more non-finance questions. SAVA is one of the best shorts there is. Hero, that's a silly question. Focus on investing, stock market. Stop being the way you are. CHEGG is profitable. They have a language business that's worth probably more than their whole market cap. So pretty, I mean, they're gonna, even with declining revenue, they're still gonna do like $1 billion in revenue, like 600 million revenue next year, even with continued declines. No, tofu. It's not possible. SMCI is a tough one. Obviously, it's down 90%. If I took over CHEGG, I'd be live streaming, studying with it all day. I'd be like, who wants to do some calculus? Let's go. I need to pump you guys up. I think I need to remind you guys. what we have going on here. First of all,
I love the game. I love the hustle, man. Be feeling like bird magic or something.
I want to see you truly live. Okay, so we're going to blast through 30 here on DJT. Market's fading. Tesla's fading. It's all fading. Fade to black. Here we go. 2980. Probably drops from here.
Order partially filled. Order filled.
Fight the theta that invades your portfolio. Unlock your inner delta. DJT's going to zero, brother. Come on. It's Truth Social, baby. How many times did you truth this year? I've truthed a few times. Who are my real truthers out here? Okay, I gotta play the bear theme. Yeah, CHEGG is not gonna buy back their stock too much. Their business has to like turn around a little bit before that. But yeah, we went over earnings last night. I mean, they were definitely, the current quarter was great. They seem to sandbag a little bit. They warned that this quarter was gonna be really bad. Now they're warning next quarter is gonna be really, really bad. So I don't know. I definitely think that the company's got some issues, but that's why the stock price is down 98%. It's well understood already. This isn't the $10 billion CHEGG anymore. This is Shkreli territory. See, the problem is you guys are going to be in the S&P 500. Now you winner. Now you got to deal with me. Skrells. Oh, okay. So let's say this is the last time I'm going to explain CHEGG to you guys. And I really, you have to open your mind up a little bit because this should be obvious. If this isn't obvious to you, you're an idiot. Here's a $125 million bank account. I will sell you this bank account. How much do you want to pay for it? Well, wait, before you ask, I'm going to tell you the one interesting thing. The company that owns this bank account will lose $1 million a week for the next year. That's not good, right? That's bad news. They're going to lose $1 million a week because, because of a company, a product called Anthropic. They're really good chatbot, and they have to pay Anthropic $1 million a week for the next year. Sucks, right? So after 1 week, etc. I'd like to sell you this bank account for $5. Would you be excited? According to you guys, no, because their business is being damaged by a competitor. It's a big problem. Why would you pay $5 for it? No, I'm not interested. That's the equivalent of your thinking on CHEGG. You didn't even look at the price. You just heard that before I even showed you the price. You said, nah, it's going down because they have this thing. I said, yeah, that's part of the business. We know that. We know exactly that. You didn't even look at the price tag. You don't know what you're talking about. That is literally part of the advertisement. You will have to eat this as well. Yeah, no, you can have a negative enterprise value. But here's the thing. The funny part about this company is they have profits. They made $30 million. They may make next quarter another 20. In fact, they say they're going to make something like that. And you keep going. And we don't quite know what the sum will be at the end, but they have $600 million in revenue to play with. So even if they make just 10% on that, that's $60 million. And even if revenue drops all the way down to 400, they can't figure out a way to stabilize their business. They make 40 on that. And then, I forgot, they actually have a language business that's going to stay stable. So they can improve their margins, and the language business stays stable. And they improve their margins, and the language business stays stable or maybe even starts to grow. And then that's 100, that's 160, and maybe this thing is worth 5 times earnings, so that's 360. What's the current price? Plus the 30 on the balance sheet, that's 390, and the current price is 150. Does that sound good to you? Do you want to buy 390 million for 150? That sounds really good. When you do it this way without the dumb passion of, oh man, it's the business world is changing. I can't handle that. I can't incorporate that into my thinking. Well, I don't know what to tell you.
Order cancelled.
Investing is probably just not for you in general. If you're just going to only think about the businesses that appear to be doing well or appear to be good, there's a lot of businesses that there's just not much you can.
Order partially filled.
You know, you basically want to invest like Cathie Wood. You want to invest in only the coolest sounding things that are doing really well right now. And ask Cathie Wood how that's going. You know, if you listen to Cathie Wood, well, listen, these are the stocks. Oops. Here are the stocks that are like that. The opposite. So CHEGG would be in the bad category, right? This is in the bad category. This is CHEGG. Okay. Well, what's in the good category then? What's in the good category? Let's see. Well, there's Tesla. That stock hasn't been that good, right? But Tesla has amazing growth, great cars. Okay. Roblox. If you guys bought Roblox at $200, but it's not at $200 anymore.
Order filled.
What else is going bananas? What else is the future? NVDA. It's been a great stock. What else would you like to own that's doing really well? Moderna. Moderna, new future of RNA. How'd that stock do? Not so great. Not so great. Well, Palantir looks good now, but it didn't look good to Cathie. What else is hot? GLPs today. Remember, not GLPs years ago. You're buying the trends after they're obvious, right? Like this is like buying Palantir today at this price, or buying Moderna at the peak COVID. Just think about that. Like you're not buying, if you can find these ideas before they balloon, great. If you were in NVIDIA 5 years ago, great. But I'm talking about you're buying NVIDIA today. Would you like to do that? Well, the price is, so this is 2024. This is Roblox 2021. This is Tesla, you know, whenever that peak was, 2022. This is Moderna 2022 or 2021. And this is Palantir now. This is the portfolio you will get if you only buy stocks that look great. And this portfolio is like one of the worst performing portfolios you could have. Just pull a bark, because you're literally buying tops when you're buying stocks that look the best at the best time. This is what you're trying to buy. Lilly's right now. Buy Lilly right now because you heard GLP is big on television. That's your due diligence. You don't do any valuation homework. You don't think about, is this going to be really profitable for me or whatever. You're the exit liquidity. That's all you are. Now, I'm not saying stocks like CHEGG, or what else do we have? We got this thing, PERI, like these super value stocks. They're not free money either, you know, but they're not stupid ideas. And if you just say, well, CHEGG has a problem, they have an AI competitor. Yeah, we know that. We know that. We're not brain dead. PERI just lost their biggest customer. Why would we buy stocks that have bad news? Well, for the right price, I'll buy anything. And that's really it. No, there's no announcement expected from SAVA today, but there is an announcement expected by year end. So I do think we're going to get that announcement sooner than later. Matt said December. I think it's closer. I actually think it's happening very soon. Puts are hard on this thing. You know, everybody on Wall Street knows, and the puts are a safe way to play it. So everyone's buying the puts. Look at it and you say, you know what? I'm going in. No protection. I like NVIDIA, but, you know, you're talking about buying the most popular stock in the stock market. Anything goes wrong, the stock gets cut in half. You just got to be prepared for that. There's no margin of safety. You're playing with fire. I'm probably one of the only people with positive P&L on CHEGG. So I have a 151 average. But when you buy a whole company, you don't get that luxury. You can't just trade out of it. You own the place. You sign the checks. Guidance is important. Guidance is important. Hello, kitty. Portfolio reveal. Well, I don't know. You might have to. You gotta click subscribe to the channel, and the portfolio will be right in front of you on the right. If you hit subscribe and alert, you smash that like button, and all of a sudden the portfolio will appear on your right. It'll be red and green. There'll be a list of investments. Yeah, that's right. All for you. If you just press that, it'll magically show up. Yes, I sold VKTX to focus on these 3 stocks. I still like VKTX. I guess I'm lucky I sold it, but if it would have gone up, I would have been mad that I sold it. GSK has just been such a dog forever. I've been into that company for 10 years. It's the same stock price. All dividend is a company deciding they're going to return some cash flow. Oh my God, somebody ban this guy. You're done, 𝗍𝗏𝗍. Press F in chat. That's what I think of dividends, all right? That's how I feel about dividends. Waste of time. You're wasting my time. I was long Corvus, but I'm out, and I mean, look, we've been bullish on it. I haven't withdrawn the bullish signal. I think it is getting close to a data readout, which I would not be long for that. That could be a certain disaster. So HUMA is releasing a PDUFA, not a data, but they have data too, I guess. But conversations, that's tough. I'd probably do SAVA because HUMA could continue to delay, but I'd almost like do both. Why not both? The HUMA doesn't have data, so HUMA filed a very faulty biologics licensing application with the FDA. They had a 6-month date,
Autofilled.
response date from the FDA. That response date has come and gone, which is wild. It doesn't happen that often. And they have not said why, and they have not said that they've gotten a new response from the FDA. The FDA has been treating them like, I don't know what. Yeah, PTCL isn't that big of an indication. Can't make fortunes on PTCL. Made by traders for traders, but they don't really understand what the institutions really need. Because they were never at an institution, or they saw maybe one style of investing.
Order
like,
partially filled.
Like maybe they were a quant, but they never did merger arb. When it comes to equities, I've done literally everything. There's nothing I have not done in equities and listed options. And then some, obviously. But I'm not Mr. Bond. I mean, I've traded bonds. I know a bit about them, but I'm not the bond king by any means. Yeah, the guys who say like buy traders, they usually they worked in back office or something.
Order partially filled.
They were not
Order filled.
The real deal. I'm required to fill out this thing called Regulation Form H. So H is for SEC Form H, and it's the 13H is for systematically important traders. So this is people that have so much capital they potentially could be a threat to the financial ecosystem. What's interesting is the large trader is almost never a person. It's like, are you a bank? A government? Like, no, it's just Shkreli. They're like, you are an individual? There's not even a box to check for that. It's hilarious. Prime brokerage? E-Trade. It's, okay, so it's actually, and I think they've changed it, so it's 2 million shares or 20 million during any calendar day. That's easy. You could trade 2 million shares in a day very easily. Or 20 million shares or 200 million any calendar month. This, I think, is less stringent. Not a huge percentage buff. So a good way to look at it is they're $2,500 a month, we're $60 a month. So I guess probably a good way to look at it is, I don't even know what they are a month right now. Let's assume it's 2,500. They were 2,200, but I think they took a price increase. So at 60, we're 2.4% of their price, but I would say we're probably about 10% of the way there in terms of value, what we provide. So yeah, something like that. Price increase coming, like I said, more functionality, higher price. Oh yeah, you keep your price for life, even if we go to 80 or 100 or 500 or $1,000 a month. You keep the price you subscribe at now. The other thing that's kind of cool is, we are going to create more value by doing some AI tools that nobody's ever made. I can guarantee you. They've never been made by any system in the world that's at least publicly available. Citadel may have made them. That's another matter for another day. But regardless, historical price of an option. So you would go to, and this would work on Bloomberg as well as GODEL, say SPY equity OMON. Equity is F8, or you could press tab or click it or whatever. And then you go to the option. So let's say the 596 puts. Okay, you could hit enter. You see the price there. You can also hit HP, which is historical prices. That is not working at the moment. So you could actually just do GP or G. Bloomberg is GP, we're G. So you do G, and you can see the historical prices, at least in chart form. So this put has gone down in value as expiries come and prices have gone up. So that is, you can see historical options prices. HP is a tabular price format. Right now, it defaults to the underlier where it should be defaulting to the option. So I'm gonna send a message to the squad to get that done. Yeah, it's very, very similar to Bloomberg. We're actually gonna make it a little better because even the Bloomberg CLI system isn't perfect. Like for example, on Bloomberg, if you type in NVDA space DES and hit enter, it doesn't realize that you want the NVIDIA description. It should know that, but the problem is that it just doesn't, it requires that equity delimiter, which doesn't make a lot of sense because, I mean, you're obviously looking for NVIDIA, the stock, but, it's a very strict system. Our system is somewhat strict in that regard, but we're going to really loosen that up and allow you to freeform kind of do what you want. In terms of trading, I mean, look, most people don't use Bloomberg to trade either. So it's really a system meant for researching news, some communications, but connecting to an API for a brokerage and stuff like that, we do plan on doing that. We'd like to do that. Yeah, holders list is always by quarter. That is the standard. That's the requirement. The funds wouldn't do any reporting if they didn't have to. But the funds do report holdings quarterly.